How's it going, people? For today's video, I'm going to show you how to unlock multiple lightsabers in LEGO Fortnite. I'm also going to show how you can level up your rebel village. I'm also going to explain how to unlock all of the free rewards that you get with this event. And I'm also going to show those rewards. So like always, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, be sure to smash that like button. And if you really want to support the channel, use creator code A1. But before we get into it, there are a few tips I wanted to go over first. If you do buy the Rebel Adventure minipass, you will get Chewbacca automatically, as well as the LEGO version of them. Here's all of the quests that were available when it launched, and we're going to take a look at each of these. Speaking of quests, you can now view your quest while in game. You'll see the option in the top right. On PlayStation, all you have to do is press the right arrow, and it'll show you your quest. And you can also disable the tutorial quest by holding down the right arrow. There's also a new wall mount, which wasn't mentioned in the patch notes. And with this one, you can actually put any handheld item into it. So let's just put, let's put this meat on it. And there it goes, it'll just hang there. And you can find this new item under furniture, under the wall displays category. There's also a new material called sandstone, which you can find at the stone breaker. It requires sand and granite, and I believe that's the material that's going to be used for some of the new buildings from the LEGO minipass, like the Mos Eisley homestead, for example. So I think if you unlock any of those buildings, you'll unlock this sandstone, and you make it at the stone breaker. Another thing I want to point out is that there is a fast travel that allows you to teleport between your world and the new Star Wars island. The way I found it was I used the macro binoculars, and I went to this blue symbol here, and once you get here, all you have to do is go inside the cave. It's a beautiful cave, by the way, but once you get inside the cave, you want to run to the opposite end and then go out the cave that's on the other side. And you'll notice once you get through the cave, you're back in your LEGO world. So right now we're really close to our original 3 villages. And again, when we want to go back to our LEGO Star Wars world, we just go to this symbol here and go through the cave, run to the other side, and we'll be back on our LEGO Star Wars island. And that Star Wars island is permanent. It's going to stick around even after this event ends. So that fast travel should be permanent as well. I think I may make a monorail that leads directly to it. Looks like there's also a new option that allows you to flip your vehicle. So you may want to go into settings and check that out. So yeah, just wanted to point that out because I don't think it was mentioned in the patch notes. Anyways, when it comes to the event, as soon as you load into your LEGO world, you're going to see this event happen. But yeah, if you look up, you'll notice that there's a Star Destroyer on fire, and eventually it's going to crash. And I know your first instinct is to go to that crash site. But before you go, you should probably grab a couple things first. You'll want to make sure that you have an inner fire charm as well as a cool-headed charm, because you'll go into every type of biome on the new Star Wars island. You may also want to bring some weapons as well as food, because you may need to heal yourself while you're there. So make sure you have your charms and bring some equipment with you. And you'll also want to empty out your inventory as much as possible because you'll need the space. But once you've done all those things, you can go ahead and follow the crash site. Eventually, you're going to have to swim out in the ocean. While I was swimming to the crash site, I looked at my map and noticed that they actually increased the size of the map. So right now, your LEGO world is bigger than it's ever been. And the reason that is because they added an entirely new island. Now, I did fully explore this island. It took me a couple of hours to fully uncover it, but it's not really that big. So as soon as you get to the island, the first thing you'll want to do is run to the crash site, collect any materials from any chest that you find. You may have to kill some wildlife if it's at night, and some stormtroopers may also spawn in. But I recommend going here first just so you can get some of the new materials and collect some of the new weapons and try them out. But once you've cleared out the crash site, the first thing you'll want to do is look for the rebel captain. Now, I'm not sure where she's going to be located in your world, but in my world, she was located on this side of the island in the grasslands biome. You may come across some outposts on the way there. I would recommend killing the stormtroopers or any Imperial guards that you see, because not only do they drop weapons, but they also drop Durasteel, scrap Durasteel, and plastaweights, which you'll need later. So you can go ahead and kill guards while you're running around looking for the rebel captain. But I would not recommend opening up any of the red chests that you see, because you'll need those later. Also, not only do guards drop those materials, but you can also get those materials by destroying any Star Wars structure. So if it's a new type of decor piece, you can go ahead and destroy it and get some of the new materials from it. You can also get resources by opening chests, or you can just kill guards and get it that way. As soon as you pick up Plastoid, you'll unlock the Rebel Workbench. When you pick up Durasteel, you unlock the Bowcaster and the DL44, as well as the Thermal Detonator. And when you pick up Scrap Durasteel, you unlock the E11. And you craft those weapons at the Repair Workbench. Speaking of those weapons, I guess we'll go ahead and show what each of them look like really quick. So we're going to test it out on this Sand Brute. Next up we have the E11 Blaster. And this deals 6 damage when we get a headshot. We also got the DL44. And this one has a slightly slower fire rate, but we're able to deal 16 damage with the headshot. And we also have the Bowcaster, which is definitely one of the funner weapons. It deals up to 13 damage. It also has a lot of impact and can knock back smaller enemies. And we also have the Thermal Detonator. And this is actually my first time using it. Oh, was that 112 damage? Oh my goodness. That is a lot of damage, people. A couple of other things I found while exploring my map was a couple of new villagers. One of them is named Susifta. Bekpira is the second villager I found while exploring the new Star Wars island. And those were the only 2 villagers that I found. And there's a lot more new villagers, but we'll see them at the outpost later. But those are a couple of the ones I found while exploring the map. Bro, what the fuck? We got skeletons in the daytime now. There's also supply drops that fall on the Star Wars island. And I also found this interaction where you can follow a drone. But when I followed it, it led me to stormtroopers. So you may want to keep that in mind if you see the drone. But yeah, eventually I found the captain. And when you find her, you'll have to talk to her. So in order to level up this Rebel outpost to level 2, you'll have to clear out the Rebel in this area here, everything within this square. And as soon as you clear it out, she's going to ask you to build a Rebel farm. And again, we'll show these buildings a little bit later. And you should also probably craft a couple of beds, one for your Rebel captain and one for yourself. And you'll also need 5 pumpkins, which I was able to find nearby. Once you've gotten those 5 pumpkins, you can level up your village to level 2. And once you do these things, she should drop the macro binoculars. In order to get it to level 3, you're going to have to make a crafting bench. And you're also going to have to craft 3 short swords. So you're going to need 15 wooden rods. Also crafted a couple more beds for our 2 new villagers. They both look like C3PO. And these are farming villagers. And they're going to ask you to put down some soil for both wheat and corn. So you may also want to put down 2 soil as well. But in order to level up the village, all you need are the 3 short swords and the crafting bench. In order to get it to 4, you're gonna have to clear another site. You're also gonna have to build the Rebel stables. So this is another new free building, which again, we'll show later. And you're also gonna have to build an animal house as well as another bed for your new villager. I think he's gonna ask you to find a farm animal to put in that animal house as well. For the next wave, you're going to have to kill 10 stormtroopers, which you can find just about anywhere. And you're also going to have to get 20 plastoids, which you can get by just killing Imperial enemies. You can also get them from chests, and I believe you can also get plastoids by destroying certain Star Wars items. But that's all you need to level up your village to level 5. For this next level, we're going to have to clear the site and build a Rebel workshop. You're also going to have to craft a Rebel workbench. And you should also probably make another bed for another new villager. And that's all you need for that one. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and increase your village rank to 6. And this is when I got my first lightsaber. So in order to level up your village at this point, you're going to need 3 DL44s, which any stormtrooper can drop, but I believe Imperial officers have a higher chance of dropping them. You can also find them in chests. But you'll need 3 DL44s, and you're also going to have to explore your first Empire bunker. But before you do that, you're going to want to pick up your lightsaber first. So yeah, this is the point where I got my first lightsaber. The way you get it is after you complete village level 5, you'll want to talk to the rebel captain at your rebel outpost. And when you talk to her, she's going to drop a lightsaber for you. And you're probably going to want to use that lightsaber before you go to the Empire bunker, because there are a lot of enemies down there. And the way you find the bunker is by pulling up your macro binoculars and going to any of those red symbols. Once you get there, you'll notice that the bunkers are unlocked and you can now enter them. And the way the bunker looks depends on which biome it's in. So this one that we went to was in the Dry Valley biome, so we see Dry Valley materials and resources on the walls. And it's also hotter down here. If you were to go into an Empire bunker that's in the Frostlands, it'll look more like a Frostlands cave, and it'll have Frostlands materials and resources. Empire bunkers are also broken into different sections. You won't be able to progress further into the bunker until you clear out the section that you're in. Once you've killed all the enemies in that section, the next part of the bunker will open up and you can progress deeper and deeper into it. Each section is going to have a lot of enemies to kill. And when you get to the last part, not only are you going to have to kill a bunch of stormtroopers, but you're also going to have to kill like a Star Wars boss. So you definitely want to bring some items to heal you when you go clear out this bunker. You also want to bring weapons. Anyways, once you've completed the boss and cleared out the bunker, you should see a red chest at the very end, as well as a bunch of other regular chests. And this is where I got my second lightsaber. So that's how you get multiple lightsabers. Level up your village to rank 6. Talk to your rebel captain, she'll give you one. And when you clear out an Empire bunker, you should also be able to get one from the chest in there. A couple of things I should point out with the lightsaber. You can't use it on the essence table. And you see there's an X on it. So you can't increase the damage, and you're not going to be able to increase the durability on it. But durability is not really an issue. And let's see what happens when we run out of durability. Oh, yep, you just have to wait 10 minutes before it fully recharges, and you should be able to use it again. So if you have multiple lightsabers, technically you don't even have to worry about the cooldown. Once one of them goes on cooldown, you can just switch to the other. So that way you don't really have to wait for a cooldown at all. So you may want to try to get multiple lightsabers. So with the lightsaber, we deal 11 damage. And I know that's not as much as, let's say, an epic sword with damage perks. You can deal more damage with that sword. But keep in mind, this one lasts forever. But yeah, that's what the lightsaber looks like against the Sand Brute. Unfortunately, you can't dual wield lightsabers. I tried. Also, if you're trying to get different colored lightsabers, all you have to do is clear out the different Empire bunkers. So the one we got from our first bunker was blue. The one we got from our rebel captain was blue. But if we were to do another Empire bunker, we would get one that would have a different color. Most likely red. I don't think there's any green or purple ones. So that's how the lightsaber works. Also, I did go back down to this bunker a few hours later and it was still empty. So I'm not sure if the enemies respawn down there or not. But it looks like they're not going to respawn after a few hours. But yeah, once you got your 3 DL-44s and you explored the first Empire bunker, you should be able to increase your rebel outpost to level 7. Now for this level, you'll have to clear the site and then build a rebel lookout. So this is another free building that we get. And you're also going to have to defeat 3 Imperial officers, which I was able to find nearby. But yeah, those are what the Imperial officers look like. And once you've done both of those things, you should be able to increase your rebel outpost level to level 8. Now at this level, you're going to have to open 5 Empire containers. Those are those red chests that I showed earlier. This part should be really easy if you left those chests, but if you open them, you may have to do a little exploring to find some other ones. If you don't see any on the surface, you should be able to find some red chests in the Empire bunkers. But I found most of mine on the little outposts and camps that are scattered throughout the island. You can also find them sitting by themselves, but those are a couple of locations where I found the Imperial containers. And you're also going to need 5 Durasteel, which again you can get from killing stormtrooper enemies or Imperial officers. You can also get them by destroying Star Wars objects on your Star Wars island, and you can also get them from chests. And at this point, I also had to build a few things to increase my village comfort level. I just built a couple of grills as well as another bed. And once I did all those things, I was able to increase my village level to rank 9. In order to get your Rebel Outpost to level 10. You're going to have to clear another site and build a Rebel Command Center. You're also going to have to build a Cantina stage. You should be able to find the Cantina stage under the Recreation tab. Just place it down anywhere in your village. And you may also need to build a bed as well for another new villager. But with the Cantina stage, you can actually stand on it and perform. It'll play some music from the movies. And one of your villagers also stands on it and performs. This guy right here. But yeah, once you've built the Rebel Command Center and the Cantina stage, you may also have to perform on it. You should be able to increase your village to level 10. So that's how you get lightsabers. That's how you increase your village level to 10 on the Star Wars island. Last thing I want to do is show each of the buildings that we got for free when we leveled up our village. So if we look at our rewards, you unlock the Rebel Farm at village level 2. Here's everything you'll need to build the Rebel Farm. And here's what the Rebel Farm looks like from the front. We have just one room on the inside. And here's what it looks like from the outside. The thing I like most about this one are the fences. I think that looks really cool. But that's what the Rebel Farm looks like. Next up we have the Imperial Outpost, which you unlock at level 3. There's everything you'll need to build it. And here's what it looks like from the outside. It's basically just one room with 2 doors, and that's what that looks like. Next up we have the Rebel Stables, which you unlock at level 4. Here's everything you'll need to build the Rebel Stables, and here's what the Rebel Stable looks like. I feel like this would be a really good building once we get horses in Lego Fortnite, but there's only one room here with 2 doors. Here's what it looks like from the back. So that's the Rebel Stables, and that's how you unlock it. Once you get your village to rank 5, you'll unlock the Galactic Lodge, and there's everything you'll need to build it. And here's what it looks like on the inside. Just one little room here. But yeah, that's the Galactic Lodge. At level 6, you'll unlock the Rebel Workshop, which is this building right here. And here's everything you'll need to build it. It's pretty much just one big room. But yeah, that's what it looks like from the front, from the side, from the rear. And that's what the Rebel Workshop looks like. At level 7, you'll unlock the Rebel Castle. And here's everything you'll need to build the Rebel Castle. And here's what it looks like in game. You have a smaller room down here on the first floor. And we also have stairs that lead up to a room on the second floor. And here's what it looks like on the outside. At level 8, you'll unlock the Rebel Lookout. And here's everything you'll need to build the Rebel Lookout. And here's what it looks like in game. So we only have one small room down here. And we also have a room at the very top. So that's what the Rebel Lookout looks like. At level 9, we unlock the Imperial Castle. Here's everything you'll need to build it. And here's what it looks like from the front. As a little room here. And we also have stairs in this room. And when we go up to the top, we have this little balcony here. And for level 10, you unlock the Rebel Command Center. Here's everything you'll need to build the Rebel Command Center. And here's what it looks like in game. This is from the front. We got one big room down here at the bottom. We can also go up to the second level where we have another room here. And there's also a balcony. And we also have a smaller room on the third floor. And that's what the Rebel Command Center looks like. And that's all of the buildings you get for free in this Rebel Adventure update. I know there were a lot of buildings included in the Lego minipass, but we're going to have to save those for another video. And that sums up everything we're going to go over for this one. Again, if you all found this video useful in any way, be sure to smash that like button. And again, I also want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's been using creator code A1. Anyways, that'll do it for this one. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.